They left without even pretending it was hard. One morning there were dishes in the sink, school bags on the floor, and 3 kids still half asleep in the living room. By evening, the house felt like it had been vacuumed out of its soul. No warning. No real explanation. Just a short message saying they were choosing a better life and would send money when possible. That money never came. He was 16 when it happened. His twin sisters were 10, both loud in completely different ways. One cried loudly, the other got angry loudly, and he learned very quickly that silence was the only way to keep the house from turning into chaos. So he became everything at once: cook, guardian, problem solver, and punching bag for fate. The first year was survival mode. The second year was just stubborn refusal to break. He worked whatever jobs would take someone too young and too tired to argue. Dishwashing in restaurants that smelled like burnt oil. Deliveries on a rusted bicycle that squeaked like it was begging for retirement. Cleaning jobs that made him question the meaning of humanity itself. That was where it started, the toilets. There was one particular job at a highway rest stop that broke something in him. Not emotionally. Practically. The place was so disgusting he almost walked out, but the manager offered extra cash if he finished in under an hour. That was the magic word, cash. He finished in 47 minutes, but not without consequences. He slipped, fell, and accidentally knocked over a bucket of industrial cleaner into another chemical solution he was not supposed to mix. The reaction was immediate. Foaming, hissing, and oddly effective. The grime vanished like it had been personally insulted. He stared at it for a long time, then quietly filled the bottle. At home that night, while his sisters argued over stale noodles, he tested it again in their broken bathroom. The results were the same: instant cleaning, 0 effort, and a smell that was somehow both lemony and suspiciously like regret. "You're making toilet juice again?" one twin asked. "It's not toilet juice," he muttered. "It's future rent." They laughed at him. Of course they did. Then he uploaded a video titled something ridiculous like, "I accidentally invented the cleanest toilet solution ever. Don't ask why I was experimenting." Nobody expected anything. Least of all him. But somewhere far away, beyond satellites, beyond Earth's usual nonsense, a bored alien sanitation engineer watching human invention trends paused the video, tilted her head, and muttered something that translated loosely into, "That primitive species just solved a galactic hygiene problem in a bathtub." And for the first time since being abandoned, he didn't feel like he was sinking. He felt like something was finally looking back. It started with a mistake so expensive that it should have ended his life, or at least his bank account. A restaurant chain tried his accidental toilet solution in one branch. Then another. Then someone filmed the bathroom so clean it looked fake, like it had been rendered by an obsessive alien with OCD and too much free time. The video went viral in ways nobody in his family understood. Not even him. Orders started small. Then ridiculous. Then interplanetary. At first, he thought it was a scam. Then a shipping container arrived with a contract written in 3 human languages and 2 he didn't recognize at all. That was followed by a message from the same alien woman who had first commented on his video. She didn't say hello. She said, "Your chemical composition violates several known sanitation inefficiency laws. I require partnership immediately." He stared at the message for a full minute before replying. "Is that flirting or a lawsuit?" Her response came instantly. "Both are acceptable human bonding methods, yes?" That was the beginning. Within months, the product wasn't just cleaning Earth bathrooms, it was being used in orbital stations, mining colonies, and places described only as biologically aggressive environments where toilets try to fight back. The alien woman, who introduced herself as Lasara, an interstellar hygiene engineer with 0 concept of personal space and excellent business instincts, became his business partner, translator, and occasional romantic disaster. Their calls were never normal. She once asked if humans proposed marriage before or after discussing fecal contamination efficiency. He once tried explaining Earth dating rituals while his twin sisters screamed in the background because they had, improved the company website by adding a dancing toilet mascot. Somehow, investors loved it. Money stopped being a number and became a problem. Then came the parents. He noticed it in the simplest way possible, an email notification from a name he had erased from memory years ago. They had heard about his success. Of course they had. Suddenly they were proud. Suddenly they always believed in him. Suddenly, they wanted to reconnect and celebrate at their upcoming vow renewal ceremony in a luxury venue that screamed expensive guilt. He didn't reply immediately. His sisters did. One wrote back, "Sure. Can't wait to meet the people who outsourced parenting like it was a subscription service." The other added, "Do they want money or just emotional damage control?" He eventually agreed to attend, mostly because Lasara was curious. "Are these your origin caregivers?" she asked. "Unfortunately," he said. "I wish to observe them," she replied. "They sound inefficient." He almost laughed. By the time the company valuation crossed into absurd territory, 100 million and climbing, the invitation had already been framed in gold by his parents and probably rehearsed in the mirror at least 100 times. They expected a celebration, a speech, a donation, something that would justify their absence. What they didn't expect was that the boy they abandoned had stopped waiting for approval a long time ago. The venue looked like it was designed specifically to make poor people feel guilty for existing. Crystal chandeliers, white marble floors, waiters moving like they had been trained to apologize with every step. Even the air smelled expensive, like perfume mixed with financial insecurity. He walked in with his twin sisters on either side and Lasara slightly behind him, scanning everything like she was auditing a primitive ritual. Which, in a way, she was. His parents spotted him instantly. They didn't run. Of course not. That would have required humility. Instead, they smiled like politicians seeing a camera, already performing the version of reality where they had never left, never abandoned, never caused 18 years of chaos. "My son," his mother said softly, arms open just wide enough to suggest affection without risking actual effort. "You look successful," his father added quickly, eyes already drifting toward imaginary checks. The twins immediately leaned toward each other. 5 seconds before they ask for money," one whispered. "I give it 3," the other replied. Lasara tilted her head. "These humans are displaying predatory optimism." The ceremony began like a scripted apology nobody believed in. Speeches about love, about unity, about family always finding its way back. Every sentence felt carefully designed to avoid the word abandonment, like it was a legal trigger. Guests murmured. Some already assumed a massive financial announcement was coming. Someone near the back literally whispered, "I heard he's giving 100 million tonight." That rumor spread faster than fire. His parents heard it too. Their smiles tightened, sharpened, improved. During dinner, they talked about hard choices, and doing what was best at the time. No one asked what those choices did to 3 children left alone. The twins were busy rating every speech on a delusion scale, out of 10. Lasara quietly analyzed the entire room. "This gathering is emotionally inefficient," she concluded, "yet highly entertaining." The father leaned toward him at one point. "We're so proud of everything you've achieved. Of course, family shares in success, yes?" It wasn't a question. It was a transaction wearing a smile. He just nodded. That made them more confident. By dessert, the expectations had evolved into certainty. People were already mentally spending his money. His parents were practically glowing, rehearsing gratitude speeches in advance. Then he stood up. The room went quiet in the way greedy rooms always do when they think money is about to speak. He looked at everyone, guests, staff, strangers, even the confused organizers sweating near the cake table. Then he smiled. Not warmly. Not angrily. Just finally. And that was when everything changed. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. "I used to think success meant proving something," he said calmly, scanning the room filled with expensive expectations. To people who weren't there when it mattered. A few guests chuckled politely, assuming this was the emotional build-up before the announcement they were all waiting for. His parents straightened in their seats. "This evening," he continued, "I'm doing something different." A pause. The kind that makes greedy people lean forward. "I'm giving away $100 million. For half a second, the room didn't react. It couldn't process it fast enough. Then it exploded. Applause. Cheers. Shocked laughter. Someone actually dropped a glass. His parents smiled wider, relief flooding their faces. Then he added casually, "Not to family. To people who actually needed it while I was busy surviving." Silence snapped back into the room like a broken wire. He motioned slightly, and the team he had already arranged stepped forward. Digital transfers. Instant payments. Fund distributions already preloaded. Waiters froze as their devices pinged. One blinked at his phone, then started laughing in disbelief. A single mother near the back covered her mouth and started crying when her medical debt vanished in real time. A janitor just kept saying, No, this can't be real," while checking his balance over and over. Lysara observed everything with scientific fascination. "This is your species' most efficient emotional redistribution event I have witnessed." The twins were absolutely thriving. One was dramatically handing out oversized checks like she was in a parody game show. The other was loudly announcing, "You get money! You get money!" like it was a sport. Then came the parents. They didn't move at first. They just waited. Smiling. Still expecting their moment. A minute passed. Then 2. Then it became obvious. Nothing was coming for them. The father leaned forward slightly. "Son, we should discuss." "No," he said simply, without even looking at him. That one word ended it. The mother's smile cracked. "We're your family." He finally turned toward them. "You left your family," he replied. The room went dead silent again, but this time it wasn't anticipation. It was realization. Guests stopped cheering. Even the twins slowed down for a moment, watching the collapse unfold in real time like a slow-motion comedy. Lysara tilted her head. "Ah. Emotional consequences." His parents sat frozen as people around them celebrated generosity that didn't include them. The father looked like he was calculating how to turn humiliation into inheritance rights. The mother looked like she was trying to remember where affection was supposed to go. It didn't matter. The money was already moving. Lives were already changing. And for the first time, he wasn't the abandoned child waiting for approval. He was the one deciding what value looked like. When it was over, the room didn't feel like a celebration anymore. It felt like history had just corrected itself, and left a few people behind in the footnotes.